Hey guys, I'm the Geek, and just got back from El Paso, and this is an SR. Woo! Now I went to Las Cruces because one of my friends was getting inducted into the New Mexico Softball Hall of Fame, and because he was doing that, we went down to Las Cruces. For some reason, it's in Las Cruces. I guess it's because all the major New Mexico softball teams are like in the southern part of the state, like Hobbs and just all those like southern areas. So Las Cruces is the most central area to have all that stuff, like because Hobbs, Clovis, all that shit's at the southern end of the state, and Las Cruces is only like a 30-minute, 40-minute drive to El Paso. And I wanted to go check it out, check out UTEP, and check out just the city in general, and it's a pretty cool city. My dad says that it has evolved in the last, because my dad used to go to Las Cruces for school, and he went to El Paso, and this is the first time he's been there since maybe I was like, since like 1996 or 1997. So it's been a long time. And he says that it's like a completely different city than it was in 96 or 97, which is understandable because it's in a state where the economy can actually grow. Whereas, cities like here in New Mexico, they stay the same for fucking years. I mean, seriously, if you look at a lot of states here in New Mexico from the 80s to now, they look exactly the same. There maybe are one or two more buildings or a couple stores are closed, but it's pretty much the same thing. Like, I don't know. The places where I've lived, they haven't changed in the last 20 years since I've lived here. And I visited these places all the time. Pewaukee, Espanola, all those places, Santa Fe, they never fucking change. Never. It blows my mind. Whereas even Albuquerque has vastly changed. And got myself some border bizcochitos here. And man, I gotta say, nothing is worse advertising for Mexico than the border. And it must be really tempting for people to cross the border. Because on one side, you have just these slum houses. Like, if you've seen pictures of Afghanistan, it's very comparable to the ones on the Mexican border. I just couldn't believe it, man. And it's crazy. And it's kind of weird. You see, like, there's two bridges from Mexico to the United States and back. And the bridge from Mexico to the United States has hundreds of cars. And the bridge to Mexico has maybe one or two cars. It could be argued that's because the other way, from Mexico to the United States has a much stricter border control. But then again, it isn't really that strict. We got a border control checkpoint, and they literally asked us, "Are you guys from America?" We said, "Yeah," and they just let us go through. Maybe we just didn't look Mexican enough to be from Mexico, but I don't know. It's just weird. So I had a fun time there. Been playing a lot of Soul Calibur 5, a lot of the Simpsons game, and a lot of Gotham City Impostors, which is really fucking good. Gotham City Impostors is interesting because the game is fucking good. Everything else about it sucks ass. I mean, the first thing you gotta do when you fucking turn on this game is go through fucking 5 or 6 acceptances for online usage. It's like, I already accepted the EULA for Xbox Live. Shouldn't that be fucking enough? It's like Sony and WB both do this. I even think I had to do it with Mortal Kombat, but I can't remember. So, I had to accept all those EULAs in terms of conditions and shit. And then, after all that, they had the audacity to ask me for a not Windows Live ID, a fucking Warner Brothers ID. Warner Brothers ID. I had to fucking go and register a Warner Brothers ID with the fucking controller because I couldn't find my little keypad. And that is a pain in the ass. It's such a fucking pain in the ass to... It's an insult to ask people to type with a controller. And on PS3 it's even worse because they have that stupid fucking number pad shit and you have to go out of your way to not get that. And it sucks dick. And I hate it. I fucking hate it. It's horrible. And not only that, but when you jump into the game, every time, if you don't accept the email for your fucking Warner Brothers ID, Every time you boot up the game, it makes you accept like all those conditions again, and then it has a fucking pop-up that says, "Please check your email for your Warner Brothers ID and click confirm." And then it takes like fucking 10 minutes to get into a match. Well, not 10 minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes, but still. It's annoying. It's so fucking annoying. It's like, why should I play this? I should just pop Halo in, and by the time I finish one game of Gotham City's Impostors, I've probably finished 3 games of Halo. It's just fucking disgusting how shitty Warner Brothers made this game. Just by everything about the game is fine. I mean, everything about the game part of the game. Playing the game, shooting people, that's great. It's fucking fun. It's like Team Fortress meets a old version of COD 4. Like, it's fucking cool. But the menu system, how matchmaking works, the Warner Brothers ID, the fucking EULAs, it's all garbage. It makes me not want to play the game. It's such a fucking counterintuitive of interface. It's just, ugh. And not only that, but like even switching up classes and stuff is annoying, and it's just fucking awful when it comes to everything besides the game part of the game. And it sucks because this had the potential to be like, everyone go buy this shooter. It could have been the next Monday Night Combat, but actually be successful more than 3 months. And it probably will be more successful just because it has that Call of Duty like feel to it. But still, it's just sad. Because I really, really enjoy the game. It's a really good Team Fortress clone. And, it fills the gap of the Team Fortress that was left when the orange box was stopped being supported by Valve. But what can you do? I don't know why people are bitching about micromanagement and shit. Because honestly, you get so many costume points per game. Like, I get an average of 30 or 40 per game. So I don't see why people are bitching. Oh, they opt for the option to buy with Microsoft points. If you buy anything with Microsoft points from that fucking game, then you don't play it enough to justify buying things. You just don't. Because if you play the game enough, you'll get all the accessories and stuff. Easy. I've only put, according to the game, 9 hours into this fucking game, and I already have pretty much 2/3 of the fucking accessories and weapons and shit. So, I don't know why the hell, reviewers like Jim Sterling are complaining about that. It honestly blows my mind. He's like, painfully slow progression. It's not painfully slow. It honestly isn't. The only thing painfully slow is the shitty UI and the menu system and the matchmaking. But everything else about the game is fine. Did I really spend 5 fucking minutes talking about Gotham City Impostors in this SR? Holy shit. I have no track of time when it comes to these things. I wanted to talk about a lot more. And now I can't even remember what I was going to talk about because I just said that. How ironic, huh? That always fucking happens to me. Yeah. So, I don't understand why people on Facebook are just such idiots. It's to the point of insanity where I don't even want to look at my Facebook newsfeed. It's just dumb. People post the stupidest shit. Like, I was on Facebook the other day, and people were posting about how they're doing drugs, and just all this dumb shit. Why would you post that? It's just so retarded. And people wonder why they get arrested, or why the police are interested in their lives all of a sudden. And it's because you make it so obvious that you do drugs. And I'm not even just talking about weed. Because a lot of cops around here don't give a shit about weed. But, heroin and fucking crack cocaine and all this stupid shit. Why would you tweet about... not tweet, but put that on Facebook? It doesn't make any sense. I really would just prefer Twitter just because I don't have to follow people back. That's the beautiful part about fucking Twitter, is that if I don't like what you're tweeting, I can just unfollow you. Whereas if you're friends with someone on Facebook, you can unsubscribe from them, but it's such a, like, going through Facebook is just a bitch. Going through a Facebook and unsubscribing to someone is a bitch. And the way they made their own version of circles is so counterintuitive. Like, it's just, I don't know why they even bothered. There was no point to it. Oh man, acquaintances, that doesn't mean anything. And I don't even think I could create my own friends. Like, I think I'm only stuck with friends and acquaintances. And then Facebook has this stupid thing now, where if you add like 5 people and they all reject you, you can't add people for fucking 7 days. And they think it's because you don't know people and you're just trying to force people to be your friends. But in a lot of cases, it's just people don't like you or something, or they don't really remember you. They don't like you enough to add you on Facebook, or they just don't want to read your bullshit. And I got banned for 7 days because a couple of people I knew from elementary school rejected me because they, it's elementary school, they don't really know me anymore. And damn, I got banned from adding people for 7 days. And it logged me out of everything. It's so fucking annoying. There's no point to it. It doesn't make any sense. I really don't understand the point of all the Facebook bans. I've been banned from Facebook like 3 or 4 times. If enough people block you, you're banned. If people reject your friend requests, you're banned. Like, what the fuck is this? It doesn't make any sense. A lot of people block me on Twitter. I'm not fucking banned. And people think that this helps the community, but it really doesn't. I mean, I use Facebook. What the fuck? My phone reset itself again. That's fucking great. I gotta get the iPhone soon because I gotta tell you, I'm gonna make a 2-year review of Android. I'm gonna rip the shit out of it. I think people only really like Android because it's not Apple and it's not Microsoft. That's what it seems anyway. Because everyone I've heard who talks about Android either is like a freetard who loves open source products and only because they're open source, or they're a person who hates Apple or Microsoft. And anyone else is just, it was a cheap phone. And they don't really care about it. But that's a video for another time because this is 13 minutes. I can't believe you watched this. Alright, Samuel out.